clean clothes, dirty clothes. I don't even know. Whatever. Do the smell test. Smell it. Does it smell bad? You do the comparison? Clean clothes. Okay, I'm gonna make myself something to drink here. I think instead of drinking beer on this live stream, I'm gonna make a tea. Hey guys, how you doing? It is extremely stormy out here, like in a major way. The weather's clearing up a little bit, but yeah, man, things are flooding. Roads are all like gone. Rivers are like twice as high as they normally are. It's a pretty nasty one out here. What are we gonna have, guys? Hot chocolate or what about some chai tea? Sounds good. Pour yourself something, guys. A tequila, cup of tea. Woo! Smell. Oh my gosh. Tea bag. Stinky. It's like smells alright. Two pieces of sugar in my tea. Sorry guys, I thought I would add music to create a little, you know, like it's a movie. Because I can't edit these things, you just get them the way they are. Let's find something else here. What do we got? Okay. Tonight, we're gonna tell a few stories inside the van. Welcome. Nice music selection, Chrome. Today, deep inside the jungle somewhere, is a dude living in his van. Sorry. Oh. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna pull my laptop up here in a second because I can't exactly see your guys' conversations. Just making me some tea and getting ready. So if you guys want to go run around and grab a tea, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Oh yeah? Okay, so someone needs some Irish coffee. Ooh, it's just about getting that time of year where having myself some Baileys in my coffee sounds pretty damn good. Internet must be weak, Chrome. Why is this connection bad? It looks super clear on my end. And it possibly could be if it's not doing so hot because we're in really, really bad weather right now, and I know some of the cell phone stuff have been chopped out. What? It's choppy. Hold on. Let me find out. YouTube. Let's see if this is choppy. I'll log right in. It's looking pretty good. looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, I guess. It's a little choppy. What do you do? I am not plugged into the grid, so I don't got that kind of like fancy schmancy live streaming options. I'm in a van on the side of a road. All right, I'm gonna prop this laptop up here. Don't fry the laptop. This is probably a bad idea. I got my laptop right beside where I'm boiling water. Probably not a very good combination. I mean, I'm dancing on screen there. So there's a bit of a delay from what's happening here to what's happening there. That's funny. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull out the chat so I can see you guys. Don't let the battery get hot. That's fine. It's beside it. It's not gonna harm anything. Is Cruzy Bear sleeping? Yes, Mr. Cruzy is in the front seat. Hey, buddy. People want to know how you're doing. People, any chance you want to wake up? Any chance at all? No. Sorry, guys. That is not gonna happen. Ooh, I'm excited for my tea, man. Super. I need a shower, man. Look at me. I haven't showered in a bit. Don't wake him up. He wouldn't wake up even if I tried to. All right, let's make this tea, baby. Okay, don't pour water on the laptop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Chrome, you're insane. You're insane. Careful. Okay, we're gonna move our situation here. I'm gonna put the laptop right there. We'll put you guys up there. Hey? Woo, well lit today. Iggy, thank you. Oh my God, heard about the rain, people getting rained on from Ottawa. People getting... Thank you, Iggy. It looks like I missed some other super chats too. Bobtail Trucker, thank you for letting me know it's choppy. And it looks like I missed another one, but it won't let me scroll back any farther. Thank you to whoever it was that gave me the other super chat. Mike Batista, you're an idiot. No offense or nothing, but you're an idiot. So funny. Since 2010, something like that. 2000, probably around that. Thanks for all the tips and advice, people. My daughter, she's doing super good. She's now in a new high school or whatever it is. She's doing really good. I'm going out to see her this weekend. Oh yeah, by the way, kiddo, I'm coming to see you this weekend. I was trying to see her last weekend, but she got too cool for dad. She had things that had come up before. Hey, Leanne from Port McNeil, how you doing? How's the weather up there? You guys drowning up there too? Sorry, never mind me. I'm just teabagging here. You know, just trying to get the tea out of the tea bag. Bobtail Trucker, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that. No worries, bro. Living in a tin can reduces the connection quite a bit. I try my best with these connections. I'm parked beside a cell phone tower right now, and you guys are streaming from my iPhone 13. So I figured I would pop the SIM card in my YouTube camera and see if maybe the 5G connection would be better, because my iPhone 12 doesn't get 5G. At least it never shows up on it anyway. So I thought I'd pop it in my camera. Have I seen Jeffy Bear since he's been back? No, but I will be going to see Jeffy as soon as I get back to the mainland. Kathy, thank you. Tara, you're awesome. Hi from Abbotsford. Didn't know I bought a waterfront property. Yeah, apparently a lot of people have waterfront property today. So for those around the world that don't know, Google what's going on here in BC. Things are flooding all over the place on the west coast here, like insane. Highways are shut down. They've had to helicopter people from certain highway passes that got nailed out by a mountain slide or whatever, rock slide, mudslide, whatever you want to call it. And rivers are like through the roof. There's a town up there. We've filmed in it before. And Merritt, BC is on a 100% evacuation order, which means everybody had to leave. Water is pouring down all the streets. It has gone bonkers out here. And then when I was driving out of the shop today, I came by this huge accident. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know what happened. It was just, I'm like, is this world falling apart? That's nuts. Hello from Ontario. Hold on, guys. I'm going to see how my feed's doing here. How's my feed? You know, I thought this image would be clearer. Hold on, guys. I'm going to redo my feed here. Mine's not caught up yet. I want to see how bad this thing is. Oh, it's not bad. The image looks pretty good. Someone come make my bed, though. I gotta pick better camera angles so y'all don't see that. I haven't made my... I washed clothes days ago. I still haven't made my bed. Oh, I'm so gross. I'm like not sleeping on the sheets. Just sleep on the... whatever you want to call it. Here's my sheets and stuff here. Funny. But that image is pretty good today. How do you say? Climber? Thank you. Oh. Nice to see some of my moderators in here. Hey, Tracy. Congrats on 216. Did I cross 216,000 subscribers already? Holy crap. I didn't even notice. Awesome. What's going on at the shop? So I've really honestly been spending a majority of this time at the shop making it look pretty. That's it. That's all I've really been doing. Kim Jones, thank you so much for that. I've been just making it look pretty. I got the wall all painted up and stuff. I did my very first project on my van in there yesterday. That video will be coming out. I put all my amber lights and stuff on the front of my van. So now we got tons of lighting in the front. So I don't know how far back or ahead or far back you guys are in videos. I think you guys are only 3 days behind me. That's about it. So you'll be catching up. Vicky D, Mr. Cruzy Bear is snoring in the front seat. He's been a maniac running around the shop. So you hear him? You hear that? Cruzy, have a night, buddy. Cruzy Bear, you having a nightmare, bro? You okay? Sometimes he starts to like breathe funny and stuff. It's like, you okay, buddy? Are you choking in your dream? Ooh, that chai tea is pretty good, man. Pretty good. Jan, thank you. Appreciate that. Julie, I was watching another live stream, then you came on. I have 2 tablets and I'm trying to watch both of you. That's hilarious. Jen. Jen, I'm coming to visit you. Jen, come. Come visit me at my shop. Text me. No, my shop is not open to the public, if anybody's asking. It's at an undisclosed location on the far side of Vancouver Island. Okay, it's not that far. But, yeah, Jen, by all means. Vicky's like, I can hear him. Yeah, he's passed out hard, man. Travis Hunter, can we meet someday? Sure. If you see me in a parking lot, come say hi. Is that where my shop is? Is my shop in Chemainus? Everybody's got this big guessing situation. Like, I know where your shop is. It's in Chemainus. Vanna D, you have come so far. Is that Briannon? Brennan. Thank you, Brennan. I appreciate that. So on the note of that comment, I've come so far. On my channel, I have practically a 5-day-a-week record of my life unfolding from the very beginning. And if you all haven't had the chance to go back and watch them, there is some epic videos back there. Iron Wolf, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, that was really sweet. Noreen, thank you for that. I'm sick, your broadcast help. Aw, I love that. I love we can kind of be some sort of entertainment for you guys. This is really great. So on that note, if you haven't gone back and watched my earlier videos, I know it seems like a huge task to go back there, but seriously, guys, there is some amazing content, especially if you're brand new to van life and you have questions, all those beginner ones, like where you park, all that basic stuff. Go back, because you guys can adventure with me from the very beginning. Watch the first year or the first 2 years. It's a lot of videos. You don't have to go back and watch them all. But you can go back there and learn all the things that I learned while I learned them, because I knew nothing in the beginning. I didn't know where to park. I figured it all. I figured it all out. So it's a good watch for sure. You guys want to go back and check it out. But speaking of me coming so far, all I did was cut out my biggest bill. My biggest bill in my life at the beginning was rent. We're talking $1,300, plus I had to pay $100 for a parking spot, so you're at $1,400. Then you've got all of your bills on top of that. I was into it for $1,500 a month, at least. And then you got everything else, like all your commuting stuff, and I had to drive an hour to work each way each day. And then you have all those extra fuel costs. So, all in all, my living expenses just to be at that apartment, just to breathe, were about $2,000. That's nuts. So when I first got into my van and I dropped my biggest money bleeding expense, which was that, as soon as I dropped that, things just got better and better and better. When you start realizing that you're still working, you still have a bit of income coming in, that you can actually, instead of just, buying dumb stuff and giving it to a landlord you've never met, it allowed me to get ahead. And then me being the person that I am, I love to work. I love putting in like early morning, hard days, long nights. I have no problems investing time in me, because for years I worked at a day job where I put in all my time and effort into making somebody else successful, not me. I took any little bit of energy I had left after the day job to focus on my DJing, focus on my club nights, club events, but that was super late night. So apparently, no matter what device you do this on, I have this chronic problem. And I think this problem comes in from the damn YouTube app, because I do this not from a secondary service like StreamYard or anything. I go straight from the YouTube app. Every time, just always has that. The only time it doesn't happen is when I stream from my laptop. But I thought we would try my cell phone today, hoping that we would get a better quality image. So we lost like half the people that were watching. Sorry, guys. Anyway, cleared up, all good now. He's back. Good to go. Okay, so what I was saying before I went away was I spent a majority of my life making somebody else's dream a reality instead of making my own dream a reality. And now that I live in the van and have had the chance in the first couple of years to clear up all my financial problems, it's allowed me to now focus, not have to work for somebody else. It allowed me to put in all the time and effort I need to focus on me and make my dreams a reality. And it was crazy because I wish I would have dropped that day job sooner, you know, knowing that if I would have just given myself my every ounce of energy, that I would make money doing what I love doing. And that probably would have happened before too, even though I didn't have YouTube. If I would have put 100% of my life into DJing, I would have been a full-time 100% all the time. But what happened to my DJ career is I'd be full-time for 3, 4, 5 years, and then you would get a lull. I'd have to go get a day job, work a day job for a while, but then you get sucked into the day job, and then that holds you there for 5 years. It was just, it was a weird cycle. And then I get tired of it. I'd quit, go back to 100% DJing, and then you'd get another lull in your finances, and then I'd have to go back and get another day job. So the day job I had, 2 rounds of the same day job. I worked there for 5 years. I quit for a few years, went back to DJing, and then that got a lull. So I went back to that same job for another 5 years. I worked at a chemical manufacturing company. We did water treatment for steam boilers and hot water boilers. It was a shitty job. I just worked with chemicals all day. But yeah, I literally gave him 90% of my life's energy and time. You know, literally 90% of my life. Gave it to him for a damn paycheck so he could get rich. Bad idea. I also don't make a very good employee. And I know that. I am a horrible employee. I myself do better when I work for me, when I can work on my own time, my own schedule. If I want to work super late nights, I can work super late nights. If I want to take a day off, I can take a day off. YouTube doesn't allow you to take a day off. Very rarely. YouTube is an insane line of work. It's nuts. So if you're going to get into YouTube and you plan on busting out lots of videos, it is a substantial amount of work. But I am so glad I'm here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in my life than doing what I'm doing right now. It's an incredibly beautiful thing. And I am here where I am today because of you. 100% because of you. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer to that one question, but I wouldn't be here at all. Is the assistant here? No, my assistant is not here. So for those of you who are wondering, I have an assistant. So Madison from Ray Outfitted, you guys seen lots of videos with them, with me out there last summer. They've been in my videos quite a bit. Well, the wife, Madison, she's my assistant. So she doesn't do a lot for me. I originally started her working an hour a day, but then we started to realize some of the things that I had her doing for me were just wasting money. She would message me. She's like, "Are you sure you want me to go through comments?" I'm like, she found no benefit in it. And then now with emails, she's like, "Chrome, you get," I guess last week she got 400 emails. She's like, out of those 400 emails, one of them was an email she felt that I should read. For the most part, she just deletes them because she's like, there's so many emails here that should have just been a comment on a video. So we've cut down what she does in a massive way. But she was just taking care of some of the admin stuff that I don't have the patience for. Like emails, I don't have the patience or the time for that. It's draining, hugely draining. Because if, you know, even for me personally, I still get about 100 emails, easy peasy, you know, over a weekend. You get it just well, I guess say personally over a week. I don't know, we know what my assistant's getting at this point, but over a week, I'll probably get 100 emails. And out of them, I probably delete 95 out of the 100. They just get deleted. It's really hard to give everybody the personal attention. I want to, but it's hard. Do you have the same stores as the USA? We have a lot of the same stores as the USA. We don't have the same ones, but we have a lot of the same. All their chain brand stuff is a majority of the chain brand stuff you guys have down there. How do you produce such quality content in a short amount of time? Hours and hours and hours of dedicated and devoted time to YouTube. That's how I produce the videos that I make. I literally have devoted my life to this. I wake up at 4 o'clock every morning, and by 9 or 10 o'clock that morning, that video is done. Think about it. I wake up at 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 to 6 hours in the morning, I dedicate behind my laptop to produce the video that you watch that day. Think about it. 4 to 5 hours in the morning. So that's like an average person's over half a work day. I have to do that in the morning before I can start filming my day. It is a day in, day out. It's insane. So like, how do I produce it? Easy. Devote my life to it. Someone will text me and I'll look at it, and if it's not something I can film, I will avoid it. 100% the truth. Like, I got friends in my life that know to message me when we can go film together. It is very much like that. I enjoy filming, and I sometimes I just can't afford to sit somewhere for half a day and not film anything, you know, or sit there half a day, because YouTube is literally a 7-day-a-week, 14-hour-a-day job. It's the best thing in the freaking world. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, let's talk about something else. Do I eat poutine? I haven't had poutine in a long time, though. Answer that, though, I do. Cruz is so loud. Oh, yeah, you guys hear him? He's passed out sleeping in the front seat. How do you kneel in the van all day? I don't. I'm usually sitting here. I have a desk, so I know a lot of people are new around here, but I have a desk. So while I'm sitting in bed, I can fully sit upright in the van. This is where I eat my dinner. This is where I edit all my videos. You know, I got to kick my legs all out, but I'm sitting normally. I know you guys can't see my head right now, but I can sit fully upright with a couple more inches left. So I don't kneel in my van. I'm kneeling right now because it's just a better shot. Once I go back there farther, it gets pretty dark. But I don't kneel in my van all day. I'll kneel when I cook, but I also have a swivel seat in the front. So if I want to sit in the front side of my van, I can do that. I put my poo bucket in front, kick my feet up, and so yeah, I'm not on my knees all the time. And I also don't spend my days in the van. Like, if I am adventuring in the van, I'm in the front seat driving. I spend a majority of my life in that front seat driving, bombing around, jumping in and out of the van all the time to grab video footage. But we definitely don't stay in the van all day, every day. And I know van dwellers that do, and I always wonder what they do inside there. Oh, Neil, thank you. It was nice to meet you finally, Chrome. Guy from the Gray Sprinter. What's up, Neil? That was nice to meet you too, man. Did I miss any more super chats? I do that when I talk. Vicky D, thank you. Oh, that's great. Would you recommend van life and the YouTube life too? I would definitely recommend van life for damn sure. 100%. Van life is like, it's just fun. It takes the right person to last though, and that's the truth. And I've met so many people along my journey that just don't last living in their van. I've met lots of girls that came in, build big, beautiful vehicles, but then just can't handle some of the gross stuff that we have to do, like taking a poop in a bag inside of your van, kick on that roof fan. It's still gross the first time you do it, and then after a while it just becomes fun. I can poop at Walmart in the parking lot. Why not? But I find in van life though too, is I find a lot of people really struggle with a lot of things. Some people, they park in a place like I am right now, and they automatically think that people are watching them. My blinds are open and there is a ton of light on inside here right now. I have lights propped up everywhere. Let's see if this one makes it any better. So I have lights propped all over my van. So from outside, this thing's glowing. Without a doubt, there's rays coming out of my roof fan too. But you gotta not care what people think. And most times someone will walk by like, what's going on in there? And I don't care. I'm not gonna be here later. I'm be here for maybe another hour or so and on our live stream here, and then I'm out. These guys won't see me ever again. But I find a lot of people in van life, they get in their own mind too much, and that is a huge problem. You got to stay out of your mind, because people, honestly, you're not that important. Literally, you're like a speck on this planet living in your van, and people couldn't be bothered with you. As long as you're not in the same spot every day, all day, and you now become a city problem, you're good to go. Kosher Bacon, thanks for the super chat. Nomadic Mechanic, what's up, man? I appreciate the love, man, really do. And I very, very much appreciate the grind. That's for sure. It's my favorite part about YouTube, man. And my favorite part is the constant go, is the late nights, early mornings. I love getting up in the morning, taking the dog for a pee, grabbing a coffee, sitting right here at my computer and editing my face off for like, I don't know, depending on how long it takes. Some videos take 5 hours to create. Some take 3. Brendan, thank you. Chrome, you're a legend. Grateful for everything you continue to do. I appreciate the super chat, man, in a big way. Bumper to bumper, what's the exterior length of the Ambo? I don't have an answer for that because it doesn't have a back bumper. And it will be a little bit longer by the time we're done, because we're going to put a custom front bumper on the front of it with a winch. Then the back of it's going to have like a big custom bumper with some storage boxes on the back on swing outs, and then the big spare tire mounted on the back, probably a ladder from the back up. So I'm not really too sure. The Ambo's about the same size as my van though. It's about 20 feet. It doesn't seem to be any longer than my van. I'm a little nervous to get into that Ambo project though. A little bit nervous. I think the first thing we're gonna do is I'm working with a few brands right now, trying to kit out my shop with some power tools. I've been wanting to buy some cordless tools for the shop, but I don't want to buy them. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to use this stuff on camera, so I've been emailing brand after brand after brand after brand, just like, hey guys, blah, blah, blah. We need to kit the shop out. Do you guys want to be the tool that's in every build video? And that's what I've been doing a lot lately, and we got a few bites on the lead, so we'll see what comes up in a video soon. Who's going to kit out the shop with all the cordless tools? So I'm thinking, I don't want to spend $3,000, $4,000 on tools. $5,000, whatever's going to cost. Heck no. I just leveraged my channel against it. I worked hard to build this. Of course I'm going to leverage it against some free tools. Hopefully they're not watching. Oh, they know, they know. Who does my marketing? Me! I do everything. And that is honestly one of my favorite parts about doing the YouTube thing is self-marketing, because I've been a DJ my whole life. So self-marketing my DJ brand is what I've done. Me being on the phone and pushing all my club events and dates and stuff and always getting myself out there, self-marketing is what I did. So I do all that stuff. So if you're talking about designs, I have a couple of designers that I work with. One of the designers that's been doing, the guy that created my logo and a ton of other stuff on my channel, he was originally the designer that used to design all my DJ nightclub posters for all the little club events and concert stuff I did, everything. He did them all. He was literally my guy that branded my DJ Chrome name. And then when I started YouTube, he just kind of came along with me. I'm like, hey, bro, I moved into a van. He's like, you did what? He's from Toronto, and I never met the guy in my life, never once. We just kind of met online somewhere, and he's been my main designer for the longest time. But I also have a few designers that I met here on my YouTube channel, and the girl that's been doing the most work for me right now, her name is Tress. No, you can't have her contact information. She's mine. I'm kidding. If Tress wants to give it, I'll happily give her some more work. But yeah, there's a girl named Tress that's just been knocking design out. I think some of these are Tress's. This is a design done by Tress. She did that one. Yeah, so good. She just finished doing this one for me too. Yep, so good. I've always been really big on graphic design and artwork and doing stuff like that. And my whole life I always had these little thoughts in my head about t-shirts I would have loved to have made back then, funny sayings and stuff. And now that I have an audience here, I'm like, well, now why not just make some shirts? I enjoy it because I like wearing shirts with designs on it. So for me, I want to design my own shirts. Like, look at the one I'm wearing right now. I'm super proud of this shirt, dude. Ready? Dun, dun, dun. Van life. Yep, I shit in a bucket. That's me drinking a beer, taking a poop, and Cruisy Bear with like a little clothespin on his nose so he doesn't smell anything. So good, right? I love it when I have a shirt with this on the back of it, and I love standing somewhere, and I know people are looking at my shirt, they're like kind of pointing. I'm like, yeah, that's me, and I do that. Oh, so good. But I love this stuff, the design stuff. I really love it. But I do all the work on this channel. I do all of it. That's why it's hard to give everybody personal attention. Like, I do obviously all the filming, all the video editing, everything. The only thing I don't do is read emails. I do some of them. I read all the business emails, the van tour emails. The only emails I read are filming opportunities, things to keep me busy and content for you. Our general email goes to my assistant, and I very rarely see anything out of the general email because she doesn't feel... The only thing she sends me are filming opportunities because that's all I want to see. I'm like, what can I make to help the channel? What can I make to help other people? Reading personal emails stopped being top of my agenda probably 2 years ago when they started getting out of hand. So, yeah, but I do everything. Absolutely everything when it comes to YouTube and content is all me. My assistant works, she used to work 1 hour a day for me. Now she maybe works 3 hours a week. So she's not putting very much time in now. So the only thing she really does for me now is send out stickers. She's my sticker sender. I just don't got the personal time for that stuff either, man. I used to do, until 1 year ago, only 1 year ago, I did everything on my own. I read or ignored all my emails. I sent out every single sticker. I did all of that. And then it just got overwhelming. It got to a point where I'm like, okay, something has to stop. So my only option at that point was honestly, stop making so many videos. I was like, how do I get more time out of my day to do emails and read comments? And it was impossible. So I had to hire an assistant. And yeah, someone said Joseph's in here. What's up, bro? Joseph called me 2 times today. Both times woke me up out of a nap, bro. Look, I was nice to you, bro. He was going through chaos, I guess. He was over on the mainland and there's like fallen trees and like, yeah. This chai tea is delicious. Daisy, thank you. I love this stuff, you guys. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate it. Oh, my legs are getting stiff. This whole video is just me trying to rearrange my... We'll just stand here. Oh my gosh. Whew. Oh, someone said Emmy's here too. What's up, Emmy? So Emmy, now you guys can't see me. Hold on, guys. Oh. Is that a weird angle? You can see how dirty my stove is. Look how gross it is. So Emmy came by my shop the other day to charge up her batteries, and I think her batteries are dead. So I gave her those batteries. I gave Emmy two 125 amp hour AGM batteries that I had for like maybe 6 months. Then CanBat messaged me to give me some lithium batteries, so I gave my AGMs to Emmy. Then I think they just kind of sat around for a little while and never got a charge, so I think they're dead. So we go solar. We go solar if you're watching. Emmy's could use a test on her batteries because I think they're dead. Whew. Carmel, thank you, Carmel. And you're very welcome, by the way. Oh, my legs are stiff. How's the pup? The pup's doing really good. He's sleeping in the front seat. Regina, Saskatchewan. What's up? Oh, really good. How old are you? I am 47 years old. I'm reading questions to you guys. Where's Jeff? I don't know, Jeffy Bear, where you at, bro? What's my opinion on micro campers like the Ford Connect? Awesome, man. If you can fit in a small rig, rock it. 100% rock it. I love it. I mean, like, I've seen some really amazing builds in all sorts of different size vehicles. And if you're one to put it into a micro camper, then just go crush it, man. Go do it. I myself don't see me ever being in a rig that small. It'd be different if I started out in a rig that small, but I live in a mansion. This thing is ginormous, right? I think Foresty Forrest, when he sat in my van, he said it best. It's like, this is like Jay-Z's penthouse. So good. Yeah, I personally couldn't see myself in anything smaller than this. My buddy Joseph's a big dude. He's not a little guy, and he's crushing it in that little caravan of his. But I mean, like, Joseph's what, 6 foot something? But yeah, man, rock the micro camper if that's what you're into. And a lot of those questions, though, too, is like, what do I think about them? It's what you think about them that matters. You know, I mean, and because I know at the beginning, I was watching YouTube channels, too, and seeing what other people were doing and what kind of rigs they had. And I was watching people that were in very small vans, and I never looked at that like, I want to do that. I always pictured something like bigger, you know? AGM or lithium, whatever you can afford. But there's some very cheap lithiums on the market right now, let me tell you. So, sorry guys. Got ants in my pants today. There is some pretty cheap lithiums on the market out there right now. I was watching some videos by Will Prowse, and he was reviewing some of these $500 LifePo 4, or whatever the actual term is for them, lithium batteries from Amazon in the US for $400. And he opened them up and I was like, they're actually really good. And Will Prowse is a bit of a, if you haven't watched him, he's really great for battery and solar knowledge. But he opened them up and he's like, yo, these are really good. For $400 for 100 amp hour? So at that point, I think, you know, with the way lithium prices seem to be going, it's They seem to be going that way anyway. It would just make sense to buy lithium versus AGM, but buy what you can afford. The AGMs that I bought that I gave to Emmy that are now dead, but the ones I gave to Emmy, I think they were only like $265 a piece. So at the time, that was affordable in my bracket. You are refreshing and giving you hope. Thank you, Heidi. So if your question is to do with like van life, don't get caught up in all this frilly shit. It's all it is. It's just fluff. It's got nothing to do with how happy I am in van life. The big professional build and all these other things, that's got nothing to do with why I'm happy here. Nothing whatsoever at all. I'm just as stoked now as I was. Go back, go watch my earlier videos. You'll see how stoked I was strapping cabinets to the walls with a bungee cord. I was stoked. Same as I feel today. All this stuff just happened to be luxuries from earning a little bit of money on YouTube, and also doing build stuff is good content for YouTube. So as a business, as a YouTube business, all this stuff kind of unfolded for content, you know, and I just got to reap the benefits of fancy builds and solar and batteries and fancy schmancy things and big fancy heaters. But don't get caught up on that when you're starting, man. I don't care if you're watching this right now and you are stinking rich. If you wipe your butt with $100 bills right now and you're watching this and you're going to build a camper van, I suggest you buy the van that you want to buy. I don't care if it's a 2021 Sprinter. Go buy it, but you need to live in it for a while like you're broke. Because honestly, when you live in a van with nothing in it but a bed, you will build the best van out of it. I guarantee it. So by living simple in a vehicle, you're going to learn the space without, because like you put this big cabinet in here. What are you going to do now? Smash it? Break it because you screwed up because the cupboards were too far out from the wall and you feel confined, or they're in the wrong place? You always want to reach for something here, but you put this stupid thing there and now that doesn't work. You know, that's why you got to live in it bare bones and empty and learn that space, because it's not your apartment, not your house. And none of those things belong inside of your vehicle too. All your home stuff doesn't belong in your camper van or your van home. It's a different world in here. I see too many people at the beginning make that mistake. They recreate their house in here, which means all those luxuries are in here. So take your time on it. Sharing the Wild just said what he said. Great advice about living in it first. That's right. Because you have no idea what the van needs or what you need out of a space this small. Yeah, that's right. Starting naked and empty is the best way to go. I always love that. Like, I've had some great conversations with some guys at Cabela's that just bought themselves nice big 4x4 Sprinters, and they have this big dream about building it out, and they're like, okay, so I'm going to start this build out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm always like, whoa, bro, whoa. Go live in it for a while. He's like, why? I'm like, go. Seriously, go. Go live in it for a bit. And I guarantee you, your plans you have will change for the better. Because doing professional, if you're going to go get a professional van build, they are not cheap, my friends. Not at all cheap. Okay, what's this question? Why didn't Weldtech suggest putting a super furry front axle on my van? We have a shop in West Michigan and we do 4x4 conversions for Fords. I don't have a front axle in my van. My van's a two-wheel drive. Hard to suggest an axle when I only have a two-wheel drive. Yeah, so if you want to know, this van is just a two-wheel drive. And why didn't I make a four-wheel drive out of it? Because it's got the small 4.6 liter engine and it's already heavy enough as it is. I don't think doing a 4x4 conversion for like $15,000 to $20,000 Canadian in a van that barely has enough torque to pull this thing around, let alone like enough torque to, like, you know, power a four-wheel drive conversion kit with all the aggressiveness that's going to go on with me putting that thing farther on the bush because it's now a 4x4. If it had the bigger engine, I probably would have did the 4-wheel drive conversion instead of doing the Welltec Designs lift kit. On that note, doing the Welltec Designs lift kit on this van was epic. It changed the entire game of driving this thing around. It feels good, drives good, it's solid, it's sturdy. And I drove it down an ATV trail about a month ago on this channel, and I was bombing it. Like, we were doing like some pretty hefty speeds out there, and this thing just performed as a it was like, holy crap. Yeah, that Welltec Designs lift kit, they make them for Chevys and Fords. Amazing. Yeah, I don't have a front axle, my friend. No front axle. There are 1,900 people in here? Just about. Well, that was gross. I should take the tea bag out. I'm trying to drink the rest of it. I got the tea bag. Got the tea bag in my mouth. That was worth it. That's funny that you guys can hear Cruzy Bear just snoring away back there. Oh, that was the hardest part about the last 4 days, or the 4 days that he was in the hospital. That was the sad part. Was missing the quietness in here. Like, it was very, very quiet. And I've had a bulldog forever, so just that snore, I've always just been used to it. It's just that ambiance. You know? I don't know. Now, don't get me wrong, if I had a girlfriend and she was pass out snoring like that, it would probably get highly annoying real fast. I don't know, dog snoring is just very, very, very cute. No front axle, so is your van a rear-wheel drive? Yes, it is. It has a rear axle. So, if my van, so someone just brought up a engine that Ford makes. They make a 7.3 liter Godzilla is what they call it. It's a gasoline engine. It's a beast. If that thing would fit in this van and this engine ever kicked the bucket and that thing was able to be modified to fit, I would be dropping that 7.3 liter engine in here right now. That would change this whole van. There would be nothing holding it back. My van, I feel, is kitted out to the best it can be. It's got everything. The only thing it lacks is power. And it does me fine. There's some things I can't do in it. Like, it struggles on some of those big hills, and there's some steeper hills in the backcountry I just don't feel good with going up, because when I put my foot on the gas, you can hear it. It's like, I try to bog its way through. So if this engine ever bailed, maybe someone out there knows. Can I fit that Ford 7.3 liter gasoline engine inside of this? How fun that would be? Just be able to stomp on it. Like, whoa, oh my God, yeah. I'd be like this, Godzilla. Yeah, my van's got the 4.6 liter. So that's something to really consider. So when I bought this van, I originally bought it for my DJ service, not to live in it. When I bought this van, I didn't know anything about vehicles. So some of the things that I really wish I would have looked out for when buying my van was to buy the Ford E350, or if you're buying a Chevy or anything like that, that'd be like the 3500, right? That's the bigger one. By going with the one that's got more payload capacity, allows you to put your build in and still have extra weight to spare, and to buy the one with the biggest engine. The bigger engine one's going to have more push, more torque. It's going to be easier on those mountain pass drives. It's going to be better on the backcountry when you're in like really gnarly situations. It's sluggish. So I wish I would have known that at the beginning. So if you're out there looking for a vehicle, try to keep that in mind to find something with more power, because that's the one thing I wish I had right now was more power. Do I care about the 350 part of it? Not really, because this engine is also in the Ford E350. But because my van technically can handle my weight. I have a fully upgraded suspension. I have a new leaf spring stack in the back that is a 5,000 pound rating, and I have the rear differential out of a 1-ton Ford truck. It's beefy underneath my van. Like, I pretty much turned my van into a 1-ton van on a van that's not a 1-ton. But yeah, that's something to really consider if you're buying a full-size cargo van, is buy something that does have the payload capacity and the power to power your future, I guess. You know, what may be good now, you don't know what's going to happen 4 years down the line. Like, I never imagined when I first moved into my van that it would look like it does today. I would have never imagined. Barefoot and Badass, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. Any luck getting your mom's probate figured out? It was an insane process. So, no, I haven't even gone in to get it started yet. I just got to go. I don't know anything about that stuff. I'm just going to go into the courthouse and find out what it takes to start probate. I've been waiting 4 or 5 months now since my mom passed away. I don't remember when it was. For her bank to just release her money, because they're like, that's just a small amount, we'll get it. But now they're gonna make me go in and go to get probate. So be it. If I gotta wait 6 months or a year, it's no big deal. You know, as long as we get the money out. I don't want to see, she didn't have a lot anyway. I don't want to see her money go, you know. I'd like to give it to my daughter. That's what I would like to do. Robbie, thank you. I love it that my subscribers know a lot. Tracy says it's been 4 months since my mom passed away. Oh my gosh. You're getting old. It's also hard to stay, you know, sitting on your legs all the time. Chrome, have I been dating? No, I've devoted my world to being single. I've had so many girls in my life over my club career, and I've been a DJ most of my life, man. There's been way too many girls around, and I just really been enjoying this time to myself. Last time I dated, it was about 10 years ago, just about nine years ago for sure. Yeah, it was just a really crappy relationship, and she just taught me a big valuable lesson that I'm better off by myself, that I'm happier when I'm alone. And I've just been doing that for just about the last 10 years, and it's been the greatest thing I ever did for myself. If I ever need to get that itch scratched, sure, I'll go get my itch scratched. We're gonna leave it at that. Jim, thank you. Much love, bro. Thank you for all the amazing adventures. Jim, that was super sweet of you, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, could I date? Oh yeah, opportunities have arisen many times. Do I take them up on it? No. I always seem to just, every time I think about it, I'm like, she's cute. She want me to call her later, and then I'm like, this is gonna change things, and then I gotta deal with her bad mood one day when I'm in a good mood. I just keep thinking about my past. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Get a form from the courthouse and fill it out and take it to the bank. Yeah, that's what probate is. I have to go in and apply for probate, which is pretty much applying to be, because she didn't have a will. So that's just pretty much applying to be the person on her behalf. But that takes, from what I understand, that could take upwards of a year. Sue Bishop, shh. I read that, shh. What if she's watching? Sue just asked me, what about clickbait? The clickbait girl that was in a video the other day. Yeah, she'd be great. Okay, maybe. She has a boyfriend. What am I gonna do about that one? Chrome single means booty calls. Yeah. Getting the itch scratched. I'm just trying to be nice on here. I don't want to drop the word booty calls, but if you're gonna drop it, I'm gonna drop it. But yeah, so I know a lot of people always see that as a questionable thing. There's 2,000 people in here. There's 2,000. Damn, I better make my bed. There you go. Made my bed. There's 2,000 people inside of my van right now. That's insane. It's finished. So thank you for that. a lot of people always wonder, like, you know, is dating in a van a hard thing? No, because any girl that is still cool with you living in a van is one badass chick. You know, if you say something to a girl and you're out for a bite to eat with her, and you tell her, I live in a van, and she gets weird, then she is just not for me. What do you do in that situation? Easy as that. I'm doing something pretty badass and awesome with my life, and if someone else doesn't agree with it, then get out. Peace out. So yeah, but I know a lot of people that that do end up, you know, like looking at dating people, and they always get self-conscious about their living situation. You got to realize that you're doing something unique. You're doing something different. And that might be the secret to that girl you're sitting across from. You know, when she starts realizing, you're doing what? That's really weird, but really kind of cool. You know, I've had some super awesome reactions from girls I've met. And I've met girls just at a clothing store, and we just start chit-chatting and talking, and then, you know, go for coffee or something like that. But then you just tell them the truth, man. I live in a van. She's like, you do what? I mean, my story's a little different because I'm like, I live in a van and I make YouTube videos. It's a little bit of a different scenario, but, you know, it's, people dig it, man. People really dig it. Gloria, thank you. Hi, nice to be on live from Toronto. Gloria, I really appreciate the super chat. Same with tiny houses. Yeah, people enjoy. I think in life it's so easy to have so many cookie cutter regular people. You know, cookie cutter people that are just, they go on a date with somebody and all they do is they talk about their job. That is not a topic for a date. That's not a topic. Nobody wants to talk about somebody else's job and how much their boss is an a-hole. Nobody cares. But you know, when you're out there talking about something pretty cool and, you know, things you're doing different in your life, and it's an interesting conversation. Life's too short not to have fun. You got that right. Am I going to get Cruz a dog? No. Cruz is a big dog enough on his own. Alberta and Stella, I appreciate that. I looked at your little sticker you sent for a second there. I'm like, is that little emoji slapping its butt? I'm like, oh no, it's blowing a kiss. Looked like it was going whoosh. Run with me, I appreciate that. Miss anybody else here? Got Gloria. Got it finished. I always scroll through every once in a while to make sure I got everybody's super chats and I'm not missing out on anybody. We have 2,018 people in here. I think it's the most people we've ever had in a live stream before. I don't think we've ever been above 2,000. That's insane. Patty's like, be right back. Just got an Amber Alert. So, funny story is I was in Alberta and I got an Amber Alert on my phone. Everybody's phone started going off and I'm looking at it and I'm like, and this was like not that long ago. Like COVID's been going on for a year and a half, and get this Amber Alert and I'm thinking, okay, missing child or something like that, you know, in the area. And I looked at it and was like, really? You're just letting us know that as of tomorrow, you need a vaccine to go to restaurants? You're going to put on an Amber Alert for that? That's what it was. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, seriously? Seriously? An Amber Alert to let you know that you need a vaccine passport to go into businesses from now on. I'm like, was there a point to that? Like a point. I didn't even think I got an Amber Alert when COVID started. Did we? I don't think we did. But I'm like, go, really, Alberta? Good job. Oh, it was pretty funny. Because when an Amber Alert comes in, it should be for something vital, like a missing kid, or not to let you know that you need 2 shots to go have a beer. That was messed up. That's crazy. Air locker for the rear end, what happened? Very good question. So, if you didn't know, I put a rear locker in my differential before we were taking off on our road trip. I put the Yukon locker in there. And the locker has a hard plastic plunger inside, so when you hit the air, it locks up the rear end and turns both tires. So it allows me to get out of stickier situations instead of having one point of turn. So we put the locker in the new differential we put in the back. I got a new differential just for that locker. The locker went in, got jammed, and wouldn't let go. So it would lock up once in a while, let go once in a while, lock up once in a while, let go once in a while. And I just put it in. So we had to pause my summer travels, get the locker removed, turn my rear end back to the factory rear end, and then we could go on our trip. So what's gone on with the locker is I told the guys I don't want a Yukon locker back in my van. I don't want it. Just because of that scenario, I'm like, I don't want to fuss with this again. So I want to wait for the ARB locker to be available. Right now they're on and like a massive indefinite back order on a lot of ARB products. So I would like to do the ARB one or the Eaton, I think that's what it's called, the electronic locker, one of the two. Not unless Yukon, unless you're watching this, you want to make this right, cover the cost of all that bills and time, the downtime, the whole bit. Make it right? Probably not. Worth a shot. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. So as soon as I get either one of those other two lockers, they come back into stock, then I'll put it back in. Unless for some reason Yukon wants to make this right, then we'll go back and give the Yukon locker another shot. But I was very disappointed in that, man. Like, that rear end was not cheap. So we bought the rear end itself, which was $500. We got it used. Then we sent it into the rear end shop to get it re-geared for the bigger tires. So between the $2,000 air locker, which or whatever it was, something like that, between the air locker, re-gearing it, the time to put it in, and to do all that stuff, and then to remove the locker and then install all that other gear back in, that rear end is worth $4,000. Easy $4,000. For what? I didn't need to change it because I don't even have a locker today. It was $4,000 that went out the door thanks to Yukon. That I didn't even need to do. Right? So, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to talk about that one. Frustrating. But it's the part of van life, you know what I mean? How long am I leasing my shop for? So I have it for 1 year as of right now. I would love to stay there long term. I got the shop really cheap. Really cheap. So the shop that I'm in, if you haven't watched those videos, I got myself a little home base to store the ambulance and stuff. And we're turning it into a really nice, good-looking, creative space that we can make some YouTube videos in. I pay $900 for that shop. $900. Everything included. Hydro, heat, everything. I got the shop and a little tiny yard all the way around it that Cruzy Bear can run around in. $900 was a no-brainer. I was like, say what? All in? He's like, yep, all in. Okay. My buddy Joseph was looking at getting a bigger storage locker where he was at the time. This was a while ago. I know he's downgraded now. But he was looking at getting a bigger storage locker that was $500 a month. And that storage locker would have been like 1/4 the size of that shop or less. So yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer. Yes, they do want me to stay long term. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool for them because I won't be there for half the year, hopefully. So my plan, you know, it was great to find a place that was so cheap that when I take off for my summer travels, it's not going to be a monster drain on the finances. You know what I mean? And I think we could easily make content in there during the off season to pay for the shop itself. So, you know, the way I look at it is every video that I film inside the shop goes to paying for the shop, you know, and if I can break even on it, so be it. I'm okay with that. Will, thank you for that. I want to live van life to get away from suburban East Coast US. Thoughts? Do it. So is that, do it. If this thing and this thing do it, go do it. It's what I did. I just jumped on board and rolled with it, and I've never looking back, man. Never looking back. I love this. Like, my world is a 100% van life right now. Whenever I'm looking at my laptops right here. That's where you guys' questions are. But yeah, I'm 100% in on this lifestyle for the long haul. I dig it. It's just a blast. I slept in the shop last night for my first time. That video's coming up. I didn't get finished on my van till 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sleep here. I would make more noise leaving the shop, and the owners live there, right? They own the property there. I would have made more noise leaving the shop at 1 in the morning than it would be for me just crashing my van till this morning. But sleeping in the shop one night, let me tell you guys, I would have been more happier parked on the side of a road at a red area or on Walmart or wherever than I was inside the shop. There's just something cool about hearing noises outside, like cool about the cars driving by or the breeze, or hear that guy just next level of the snoring. Gotta breathe, buddy. Cruzy. Scares me sometimes when he does that. He'd be sleeping and all of a sudden he just stops snoring. Then you can see his mouth moving like he's like chewing something in his dream. He's so loud. Dude, Jude, thank you. Cruz, stay safe. Oh, I appreciate that. And I know Cruz will appreciate the treats as well, too. Alberta and Stella, thank you for the super chat. Yes, sleep app for the dog. Yeah, the dog could use a sleep app machine. For darn sure. So good. Sleep apnea. Oh, that's my bulldog. Yeah, it's glitching too. I see it on my end. Sometimes it is glitching. If you just reload your page, it'll get better. Worked on my end. So if you ever do see it kind of glitching out, just go to the top, reload your page. And mine was glitching too. It just came back up. Who inspires me music-wise? Me. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly your question is, but music is who I am. I mean, I know I'm a YouTuber now, but music is who I am. It's who I have been since I was a very little kid. My mom told me once she remembered when I was 7 years old, she could hear talking coming in from my bedroom. So she came into the bedroom and she heard talking from inside my closet. She came into the closet to see what I was doing. She's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, mom. So she told me that, remember those long old cassette players? It had one cassette tape that used to pop up and it had all the buttons on the front, little old school, little speaker on the front, little flat thing, little handle on it, little cheesy 1970s thing. I had two of them. I was playing music on this one, recording what was happening in the room on this one. So I'd play a song, and then when the song ended, I would pause it and talk like it was a radio station. I would change the tape, put the next tape in, keep talking like it's a radio station, and then I'd introduce the next song. I would press play and keep going. I was making my own radio shows in my closet at the age of 7 years old. Music is 100% who I am. And then that just folded into being a nightclub DJ my whole life. And I've always music has been, I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that question. Who inspires music? I do. It kind of radiates from me, I guess. But that's why music is such a big part of my videos. Like I was just reaching around for my laptop, but it's right here. I love going through all of those licensed music sites to find the appropriate songs that I need for my videos every day. That for me kind of like brings me back to digging through all my remix sites, finding all the right tracks I need to make that club just bounce that night. You know what I mean? To make that dance floor pop off. Like I just devote my whole week that week to make sure that my playlist is on point for the club on the weekends. Like I would just literally devote all my extra time to like, oh, that's a good track. That's a good track. Yeah, I'll buy that one. It's a good track. I'll buy that one. I do the same thing now, but with YouTube. I'm going through all these little remix sites that I get my music from. Sorry, not remix sites, my licensed sites for YouTube videos. And yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's exciting. King of my throne, thank you so much for that. How did you attach the trash can to the door? With screws. Would I ever think about towing a trailer? For storage reasons, no. Would I ever think about building out an adventure trailer and keep it at my shop? Like a trailer that has a kayak on the top, maybe a built-in shower, like one I can attach to a lake, bring in hot water on demand and have an outdoor shower, and a trailer that has a quad on the inside. Yeah, I would debate on hauling that thing around. I kind of always wanted to build that, like this off-road adventure trailer that's got all the toys that I would need to camp out. So I have a problem camping out. I can't go find a nice spot by a lake and just sit there for days and days and days and days. I can't. I can't. I need to go do something. I need that movement. So I was thinking, wow, if I had a quad and a boat, like for me to go to some of those really epic camp spots by a lake, and I know so many of those spots we've been to where it's just me and the dog in the lake. I'm like, it's just us, all us. How the first day is a freaking blast. Then as soon as I wake up in the morning, I gotta go. So I figured, maybe on day 2 being there, I'll pull the boat off the top of the trailer thing and we'll go out and we'll do take the dog, put him in a life jacket, put him in the boat. We'll go paddle out there and do a little fishing. Still yet to get into that. Do a little fishing on day 2, come back and enjoy a nice night by the fire. And then maybe day 3, we'll pull the quad off the back and go bomb up the mountain somewhere. That might get me sitting around for 3 days in one spot. Maybe. Maybe it'll just be fail, still moving every day. You never know. Pigged in pepper? Pigeon pepper. Sorry, I'm trying to read the super chat. Pigeon pepper, thanks for the super chat. Give Crizzy a hug for me when he wakes up. I will do that. Oh, I need to plug in my laptop. Lynette, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your channel, Chrome. I'm 68 and watch every single day. Nice. Any way you can rig up a washer and dryer in the shop? I do not want to put a washer and dryer in the shop. And no, there's no plumbing in the shop. Blind Views, what's up, buddy? Nice to have you on the stream, pal. Thanks for the super chat. So yeah, so the shop doesn't have any plumbing. So there is running water outside. So there is a garden hose outside. So if I need fresh water to rinse something off, wash my hands, there is a hose outside. But there is no plumbing in the shop. It looks like there's some tubes out back, which was probably meant for something being plumbed in, but the shop was never plumbed out for a bathroom or anything like that. So there's no way of putting a washer and dryer in there. And I wouldn't want to put one in there anyway because there's laundry mats everywhere and it's in and out in an hour once every 2 weeks. It's really not something that I need to do on a regular, and or I don't want to buy a washer and dryer. Then nah. It's a cool concept, but I'm okay with that. Jules, now you're asking the question. What about a beer fridge? I bought a beer fridge for the shop already. So I bought myself a very small, oh my gosh, how many times have I sat down and sat back up in this video? Kneeling, it gets a little hard. So I bought myself a beer fridge for the shop. It's a 4 cubic foot one. It's about yay wide on the door, about 3 feet tall maybe. So anyway, I bought myself a beer fridge and I also ordered a very small little deep freeze. Like it's pretty tiny. The deep freeze is only like 2 feet by 2 feet by 3 feet tall. So it's pretty small. I think it's only like 2.5. Whoa, my laptop's dying. I forgot to turn on my inverter. So I think the deep freeze is only 2.7 cubic feet or something. It's pretty tiny. But I bought a little deep freeze too, because if I'm going to be around the shop for, bouncing in and out of the island for 6-7 months out of the year, and Cruz is eating mostly raw food, that allows me to start buying more raw food because there's some things I can't buy for him because we just don't have the freezer space in the van. So he's snoring away. So I decided that we would get a little deep freeze for the shop. So if I'm buying, this is going to get gross for some people that don't ever feed the dog raw food, but if I got like duck guts and lamb parts and organ meats and weird things in different little bags, I can store them at the shop, because right now I can't buy a big huge bag of rabbit hearts. I just can't, because I don't have the room for it. And you can't buy 4 or 5 or 6 of them. You have to buy the bag of like 5 pounds of them, kind of thing. So I'd be able to buy those things for the shop and then just part out Ziploc bags full, ready for Cruz. That way, just gotta open the bag, pour it in his bowl, and then he can chew and eat all that gross, disgusting stuff. Emmy was at the shop the other day, and I fed Cruz a chicken neck, like literally the whole neck. It's got like the trachea inside of it, all the bone. Gave it to me, he's like, crunch, crunch, and Emmy was like, ew. Sorry, Emmy. Can't you buy freeze-dried food? Yeah, but it's not like straight raw. You know what I mean? There's a difference between feeding your dog raw meat versus feeding something freeze-dried, which now you got all the nutrients and stuff like that. You have to add water to those things. I'd rather just dehydrate. I'd rather just defrost it, give it to Cruz. It's way easier to work with. I find it easier to work with anyway. So far, so good. I have some pre-made frozen raw food for Cruz already in my freezer, just pre-packaged stuff. Do I have one here? No. But so yeah, he's been on raw food in the mornings, but now with his problem, he's 100% raw food right now. He's getting no other food whatsoever. He is getting some canned food right now because I'm trying to get as much moisture in him because of all the bladder stones he had. So we're just trying to get as much moisture as possible in. So he does get 1 can of wet food a day. So I put the can of wet food in the bowl and then fill up that whole can full of water, pour it over top of it, mix it in there, add all his vitamins and all his other things that he has to get, like his like omega-3s and stuff like that. Throw all that stuff in the mixture and then he just drinks it pretty much. It's gross, but he loves it. Just trying to get as much water as I can in his diet right now because of those stones. So Shannon just said, yes, they sell pre-packaged at stores here. I know. So I'm buying pre-mixed stuff already. But I don't always like to feed him those mixed packs because they're just ground up, gross, freaking pucks of meat. You know what I mean? I'd like to give him, and he enjoys it a lot more when I actually give him the actual part. Like, instead of like a ground up chicken neck all in his mash, he would rather just chew on the chicken neck. It's a gross conversation to have on a live stream. But, and things like that, instead of having all those little miscellaneous organ parts blended into a puck, he would rather just chew the part. Cruz is a freak like that. So in those ways, I'd rather just give him the actual pieces and parts than instead of having him like, I don't know. Those big blended packs are great. He gets one every single day. I have him a little 1 pound blended thing. I just defrost it and then pop it in his bowl. But he likes to chew on those things. Chicken bones are bad for dogs, you thought. You are incorrect. Cooked bones are bad for dogs. You cannot feed a dog a cooked bone. They will choke on it. Because once you cook it, they just break into shards, and the dog's body can't break down something that's cooked. Like a bone that's cooked. Any bone. Doesn't matter who it's from. If it's cooked, can't feed it to your dog. But dogs are 100% capable of, like a wolf. You think a wolf is going to die from eating a whole animal? No. All dogs have the acids in their stomach to break down bone. It's good for them. Don't cook them, though. Don't feed your dog a cooked bone. Your dog won't be around tomorrow if you do. But raw bones, 100%. Yeah, gross. Someone's like, my sugar gliders love chicken feet. That's one thing I haven't brought myself to do with Cruz. I've seen it. Like, I've been to places to buy raw dog food, and they have bags of duck heads and bags of chicken feet, and I'm like, I don't know about that. That's a me thing, though. Cruz might be like, ooh, this is good. He's a freak. I've seen some weird stuff. How much power have you burnt up doing this show so far in your batteries? Good question, because my batteries were at 100% before I parked it here. 100. Let's find out where we're at. So right now I have a lot of lighting on. So right now my 94%. So I've used 6%. So currently right now we are pulling 221 watts of power. That's a lot of power to be pulling. So my laptop's pulling. I can hear the compressor on in my fridge freezer back there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these little round puck lights on, plus my 2 LED lights on to put this in here, and my camera's plugged in. So it's pulling 220 watts right there. 219, 218 right there. That's a huge draw right now. Yeah, we've pulled 6% power just to do this live stream so far. And so many people had opinions on why my batteries aren't charging. I read the comments on that video, and as I started reading them, I'm like, this is why I don't read the comments on videos anymore. Everybody just had this like opinion, like, oh no, it's this, oh no, it's this, oh no, it's that. And then nobody's opinion was the same. Everybody was like, I'm surprised that they weren't talking to each other in there and fighting. So the problem with my batteries not getting a charge is basic. I have not been driving enough to get power back. How do I change that? Get a bigger alternator. Period. End of story. Nothing wrong with my batteries. My batteries are charging. My batteries are taking a charge. But when there's no solar, like none, we've been like in a complete torrential downpour out here for weeks. There's zero solar coming in. Okay, maybe it might pull in 5 watts once in a while, but nothing. And if you don't drive, you have no power coming in and you're using power, you're in a battle you'll never win. So if your battery level is here and you're driving, right? No big deal. You'll maintain your batteries if you drive the whole time you're pulling. But the second you stop driving, your batteries start to deplete, right? They just start to deplete. What do? So now you got to keep driving to get these things up a little bit. But if you only drive a little bit, you're going to get to here. You're going to start depleting your batteries more. And then you drive another hour and they may get up to here and then just using more power. And then if you just take a day you don't drive, another day you just drive a little bit, and then another day you drive, you'll never get your batteries up here again. Like it just takes, you have to drive a lot to get it up there, unless you have a battery that's pulling, an alternator that's pulling a ton of power. So mine, when I drive, pulls back a maximum of like 250 watts on average backwards. In the morning, it'll pull like 350, a little bit more. But you get my friend Sharing the Wild, who his pulls back the maximum his charger will allow, 600 watts all day. If mine pulled back 600 watts all day, I would have charged batteries every day. But mine is not pushing back that much power, and that all is the alternator. I have 2 choices at that point. Get a higher power alternator, as the camper van just pulled up in front of me. Get a higher power alternator, or, oh, someone's coming back here. Get a higher power alternator, or get company. Sorry guys, we got company coming to the door.
In Nanaimo there.
What's doing a live stream, man? How you doing?
Not bad.
Yes.
I just have the you know, the intro one, and this would be my dream one.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to see. You still can't stand up, but it's fine. Right?
Oh, I don't care. It doesn't bug me.
It doesn't bug you.
No.
Yeah. That's what I do. I just go on my knees, or I have like a stool kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a box with a cushion on top.
Yeah.
And the previous person put garbage in it, but I just put my dry storage and sit on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, wicked. Yeah, no, I don't mind kneeling. It doesn't bug me one bit.
Oh, cool. And you're doing YouTube stuff.
Yeah, I was live streaming right now. That's all good.
Cool. Yeah. And you're a van lifer?
Yeah, I have 4 years.
4 years now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Where from?
I originally started in Vancouver, originally.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I've just been all over the place, and I've traveled coast to coast in Canada, and yeah,
So you know Jiffy Bear and all the boys?
Oh, yeah.
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 Cool.
Yeah, man.
Sweet. Yeah, I came from Squamish.
Jeffy, apparently you're...
Jeffy Bear.
Jeffy, apparently you're famous, bro.
Yeah, he gave me a couple stickers. It's on my van.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I met him in Squamish.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, thanks for letting me have a peek here.
Yeah, man. No
Everything's
worries.
very clean, hey? Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing. And then you got solar panels. How much you pushing?
There's
250?
there's 300 watts up there.
300 watts, okay.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't do anything right now. This time of year, I'm getting squat all for solar coming in.
Right, okay.
Right.
Good to know.
Yeah. So yes, solar's great in the summer, but in the wintertime out here, it's horrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Like sometimes it's like you wonder why it's up there in the wintertime. Right.
And then did you rhino guard?
Yeah,
right?
I was done at Tyro Coatings in Calgary.
Tyro coating in Calgary.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was pretty cool. It was nice to get it done. Now I can drag trees down and not even worry about it.
Right, and you don't care about the scratching.
Yeah. Because that's the problem before is you'd have those BC pinstripes all dragged all over down the side of it from all the trees. Yeah.
The screeching.
Yeah. And now and it's funny because now it leaves like wood shavings. So if you get the end of a branch, you can see it just sands the wood as you go through it. So you can see like the actual, it's like sometimes on the side of the vehicle you stop and it's literally got sawdust from the branches being sanded down the side of your van.
From that.
Yeah.
It's like sandpaper.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Are you just traveling out here on the island?
Yeah, I perforated my eardrum.
Yeah.
Or middle ear, it's called.
Yeah.
So I'm here for like a specialist tomorrow morning, and then yeah, I moved from Whistler, Squamish to Finoyuki.
Yeah, it's nice out there. I like it out there.
Yeah, but I haven't surfed for 2.5 weeks, and it's hurting my brain, so I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
He's gonna give me a date tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good thing is I don't think I need surgery, and the hearing's coming back, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
How'd that happen?
I just smacked a wave. Like I'm starting to learn how to do the high performance stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't like it when you go, and I wasn't wearing my hood. I was overheating
Yeah.
and whatever. So
Yeah.
is this a 350?
250.
250.
Yeah.
Diesel or no diesel?
No diesel. It's a 4.6 liter.
4.6. That's what I have.
Yeah.
4.6, but I'm an E150.
Yeah.
See, like the next, I'll ride this one out. It's a bit rusty for me to care about it.
Oh, this thing was a toilet when I got it, man.
Really? And you can clean it up? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we literally in the last year, that's all we did was rust repair. We chopped out. It's got all new rocker panels on the bottoms of both. The back 2 quarters are all brand new.
Right. Okay, then I might not give up. I mean, it almost has 200 on the odometer. Another
200 is pretty good, man.
pretty good.
Because like I've had no problems with this 4.6. Like if anything that's been little on it has been little. Like no internal engine problems at all. I've had a squeaky belt, and
Same, I have a squeaky belt right now. But
yeah, and then I changed a spark plug coil.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
I think mechanically that's been it. No,
Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
yeah, it's been super good. So really, ideally, I mean, like the only difference between your 150 and mine, you got the same engine. Everything else is the same. It's just
lower
yeah.
to the ground.
Yeah.
You got a lift kit on this.
yeah, I do have a lift kit on here. But yeah, I mean, it's the payload capacity that's lower on those.
Say again.
The payload capacity, how much you can carry in there.
Carry, yeah, because
Right?
they're made for long distance. They're basically little mini, like like Coca-Cola uses these for little mini,
Yeah.
Deliveries or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Are you guys still hanging out?
cool. Sorry.
That's
Nice
okay.
to meet you.
That's
And
they're probably enjoying.
wonderful-
They're probably
wonderful
enjoying the
rig.
conversation.
Yeah, no, wonderful rig. This is my dream, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I bet you it's worth
Oh,
it.
come.
If you count everything that you put in this,
You're just tearing stuff down, bro.
if you count everything that you put in this, it's substantial.
Yeah, so like I did that once. Here's a good conversation for you guys. I did that once. I tallied up what I put into this van. It's a little. I got a lot of stuff done on here because of my YouTube channel. A lot of brands would just give me things, or
Right, okay.
or companies will trade for videos or whatever. So
Right.
if I had to retail the cost of this van, if I would have been out of pocket with everything included, including all the tiny little things,
retail, everything,
about
yeah.
50 grand.
50 grand.
Yeah, that's like, cause I mean, like the lift kit's 5 grand. You know, paint the Tyro coating 6 grand.
Yeah.
Interior builds like 15 grand.
That's the problem. It's like a boat. Everything's specialized,
Yeah.
right? To fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for your
All right,
time.
man. No problem, man. I'll see you around. All right, crazy. Hold on. Cruzy, YouTube's gonna get mad at you, bro. Hey, YouTube's gonna get mad that you woke up for someone at the side door, but not for them. Oh, you buddy. Hey. So there you go, guys. I don't know the guy, and he does not know me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know my YouTube channel whatsoever. He met Jeffy Bear in Squamish, but he doesn't know me. Maybe he knows me through, I don't know. He never ever mentioned anything about my YouTube channel. But that just goes to show you that other vanners, just like, they come by to say hi all the time. And he came by because I guess he's seen my van around, and he's like, yo, it's my dream van. I just wanted to come see it. And when I heard him when he came over and I opened up the door, he's like, oh, sweet. He thought he was going to bother me, but I just opened the door. But I think we lost our live stream. Are we back? Did we lose our live stream? I'm gonna re-prop up some lights here. Mr. Cruzy came back here like a freaking tornado and knocked everything down. Hey, buddy, you can come back and hang out with us, bro. We're back. Hey! Oh, so good. I enjoy little conversations like that. That's where I find with some people are like, life has got to be lonely. No, people come by all the time. Just random people just come by and say hi all the time. I'm gonna try and move this show backwards a bit. Is this gonna work? Look at some of my bed. Hey, hey, Fat Albert. All right, this works out pretty good actually. So doing this from my iPhone sucks because of the connectability problems, but the image quality, well, I don't know. Is it bad? Looks good on my phone though. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to reconnect here. Are we good? I had pizza for dinner actually. It's pretty good. Now I'm gonna piss some people off with pineapple. You put pineapple in your pizza? I did. I had a ham and pineapple. I had a Hawaiian pizza. Why a van versus a panel truck? I live in my van because this is what I had at the time. I bought this thing for hauling DJ gear, and literally within like 3 weeks after buying it, I lived in it full time. Why not a panel truck? I never owned one. And I don't think that would be something I'd be interested in anyway. I like the off-road ability of these Ford Econoline vans. Do I have Wi-Fi at the shop? Good story. This was actually in a video. I was at the shop one day, and I was talking to the owner guy, and I was like, what are the chances? So I asked him, I said, do you know if they wired the shop for any kind of things like that, like Wi-Fi? He's like, I'll just give you Wi-Fi for my house. I'm like, will I get it down here? Because yeah, if we get one of those little modem boxes down here, you'll be able to get the Wi-Fi from the house, no problem. And I offered, I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you guys want to give me Wi-Fi, I'll pay half the Wi-Fi bill. The guy's like, no, man, I'll give you the box. I'll order a box now. Don't worry about it. It's included. So yeah, we got Wi-Fi included at the shop. So $900, including hydro, electricity, the hydro is electricity, including electricity, heat, running water, and Wi-Fi. $900, all in. That is a no-brainer. So yes, I do. And sometimes it can be very good, like just about good enough to do a live stream at. I'm gonna have to try that one day in there. So the reason why I wanted Wi-Fi in the shop is I was thinking maybe on some of my ambulance building days that I would just let the camera run for the day and just people can pop in and out and just check it out. So yeah, $900 a month Canadian is like 500 US. Something like that. It's pretty cheap. Sorry, I've seen something in here. Sorry, I've seen a chat pop up here, and I'm going to find it in here somewhere. Hold on. Ooh, someone's been blocking some people. What's his message? Hold on. Trying to find, I've seen the word stealth in here somewhere, and I want to find this comment because here you go. Mike Batista, my cargo van is stealth. I have, and I know a lot of other long-term van lifers have some pretty big opinions on being stealth. I don't see a point on being concerned about stealth. Not here. Mind you, I don't live in some places that you guys tell me are freaking horrible. So many people on my channel tell me how bad the USA is. But then I got friends of mine that van life in the US and have never had problems. They live in San Diego, and people are like, you can't van life in San Diego. I'm like, I don't know. I know people that do right now. So that whole stealth thing, I think if I was just a bare empty electrical plumber style van on the side of a road, I don't think I would sleep as good. So when I had my van before, when my van was stealth when I started for the first couple of years. There's a difference between there's a difference between you being a bare empty van on the side of the road that someone's like, I wonder what's in there. Smash goes the window while you're sleeping, versus someone walking by going, "Yes, what are you in there? Let's go." You know, I don't think anybody roaming around the streets here is looking to do a home invasion. People walking on the streets here sure be looking to see what kind of change is in here, doing a quick smash and grab and finding if there's any tools in the back of that empty van. And that's a worrisome thing. So I've known a lot of people that have had other people climb into their vans while they're sleeping because it looked like a electrical van. You know what I mean? They kept it in a safety jacket up front or something so people would think it's stealthy, and they've had people break in. I've never had that problem, never once. I think it's because my van looks like a camper van. I sleep better at night knowing that the world around me knows I'm in here, you know? And if I'm parked in front of some residential areas and they look up, I'm like, oh, someone's sleeping in their van out there. I would rather them know that, say something happens to my van, they're like, hey, let's go check on that guy, right? Versus being a van on the side of the road somewhere, you know? I don't know. I like not being stealth way more than I did when I was stealth. So, I mean, I'm getting lost in my tracks here. I prefer not stealth than when I was stealth because I've been in both sides of the world. This is way better. Ain't you plug in shore power while at the shop? Okay, so that was a big question. So when I was having battery problems, people were like, well, why don't you plug into the shop? You dummy. I had some guy in my comments, I read the comment, the guy was like, you're such an idiot. Why are you not plugging into the shop when you're there? I haven't been at the shop long enough to get a charge into it. So my shore power thing only allows in 15 amps, which isn't much. You know, while my fridge is still running inside of my van, a 15 amp input is probably only giving me, by the time my fridge takes power from that, it's probably only giving me like 150 watts, maybe 175. And in order to get power back in my van at 175 watts, it would need to be plugged in for 3 days. Literally 3 days, or 2 entire 24-hour days to charge it back up. So if I'm only at the shop for 2 or 3 hours and plug in for a couple of hours and plug when I leave, it's barely getting any juice. So it takes time. I don't have a very big shore power plug, and I didn't have the space to put anything bigger than a 15 amp one. The 15 amp charger is like this big, about this tall, about this wide. It's a big Noco one. And it's underneath my front driver's seat. So, and I know a lot of people that have really big shore power plug-in units. So some of my friends that have Sprinter vans have a box. It's about this big. It's not that big. It's a big box in the back corner of their Sprinters that charge their system. How's Cruz? Is he doing okay? Cruzy is doing very, very good. So after Cruz's surgery, getting the bladder stones removed, he had one wedged in his pecker. He did 0 PO because there was one blocking. I feel sorry. Oh, I just thought of that. After the surgery, we cleaned up his food. He's pile of water. He's on some supplement stuff, and just trying to balance out his pH in his urine, because that's what starts stones. So if your pH is too high, it causes one kind of stone. If pH is too low, it causes another kind of stone. We're still waiting for the stone analysis to come back, but she said it looked like the harder stone, the one that the insides can really have a hard time passing or breaking down. So what we have to do now is Cruz has to go in once a month to get a side lateral x-ray done, so they can see if there's any stones being created. And if there is any stones at all in his bladder, they have to sedate him, go up his wahoo, and blast the stone so he can pass them out. So he has a very narrow opening down in his woo, and they don't think he can pass a stone half the size of what an average dog could pass. But doing that side lateral x-ray is mandatory every single month for the foreseeable future. If he doesn't get anything reoccurring back in 6 months, she's like, we can space out those side lateral x-rays. But she's like, it's in your best interest that you get those side lateral x-rays done, or you're going to face another big vet bill. So the vet bill when Cruz went in to get surgery was very, very big. Huge. So to go in and spend $100 to get a side lateral x-ray once a month, way worth it. Way worth it. And then, yeah, cleaning up his food and making sure he gets a lot of water. And they said some of the things that could cause the stones are things that I never even knew was a thing. She said things like this. Some things that can cause stones are your dog being a good boy and holding in pee. Because if you have a long day and you forget to take the dog out and you're like, good boy for holding it, good boy. Yeah, that little good boy moment where your dog's trying to be a good boy and holding his pee, that can cause stones because it's just getting concentrated in there, and that's where the stones get created. So there's been some days where I get up in the morning and Cruz is asleep and hasn't woken up yet, and I'll start editing, and when Cruz wakes up, we'll go outside. Instead of, sometimes that could be 3-4 hours after I wake up. So at 4 o'clock in the morning is when I get up. So like 8 or 9 o'clock, if Cruz isn't up yet, I'll just keep editing, you know? But now I get up 4 o'clock, he goes straight outside. I make sure that pee is frequent. And right now I've been setting my alarm in the middle of the night, and he goes out, he goes out at midnight too sometimes, just out for a pee, just to keep us moving. I'm a little bit hyper paranoid because that bill was a really big kick in the savings, and that was like, that hurt. But that's why sometimes it's hard to have a pet, you know, like you try to get ahead in life and you try to do the best you can with everything, and then big bills with your dog comes up, and that's just a price you got to pay with a pet. And you know, you could get pet insurance, but a pet insurance means you could be paying 5 years into pet insurance and never have a problem with your dog. Or you could be 3 dogs later and have spent $20,000 on pet insurance over the last 10 years when you could just save money and just insure yourself. Yeah, but that hurt. Sherry A says 6 to 10 grand. So the vet bill for Cruz's surgery, so they did he was in the hospital for 4 days. They did the surgery. First, they tried to go in there and push the stones backwards. It didn't work. So then they kept him in the hospital for a few days, kept him on antibiotics. And then they went in, removed all the stones, and then they neutered him at the same time. The reason why they neutered him is because they said an unneutered dog is more prone to getting stones in the future. So I'm like, well, can you neuter him at the same time? So between neutering and the surgery and his 4 nights in the hospital was $6,700. It's the price you pay to having a dog, though. I mean, and that was a huge, especially after just getting the shop, I was not expecting that. That was a huge kick in the finances. But you know what? If you look at those situations, the only way to look at those situations is when he was away from me, would I pay $6,700 to spend another 5 years with that dude? Yeah, no brainer. I absolutely would. So, you know, it is what it is. And everybody at the vet clinic kind of laughed at me. So we were standing there in the clinic, and there's like probably 5 girls at 5 different computers behind the front desk, and they were all in love with Cruz. And they go, sir, so here's the total. They told me the total, and I was like, all right, cool. and I had to go put my car in the machine. And I was like, that's probably the nicest reaction we've had to a bill that big. And everybody started laughing at me. I said, look, Cruz has been working for me on my YouTube channel for 3 years now, and I've never given him a paycheck. And if this is what he wants to spend his first paycheck on, that's his problem, not mine. I put the card in and I paid for it. Everybody started laughing. I'm like, that's Cruz's first paycheck. If that's what he wants to do with it, so be it. But yeah, having a dog is not cheap, you guys. You know, that's why sometimes I feel for some of the other less fortunate people that live in their vans that have these situations, you know. And like I watched some people outside of the vet clinic that were just freaking out because of the size of the bill. And you know, and it's heartbreaking because I know they just want to take care of the dog, but it's hard when you can't afford it. I was like that with Disco. So not that long ago, I was in that other situation when Disco went in and had surgery. He ended up dying after the surgery, but when he went in for surgery, I couldn't afford to pay for it. I didn't. His surgery was like $4,000 or 40, whatever it was, 4,000 something. I did not have the money, and she was like, "Sir, can you put any money down? We have to put some money down, or we can't do the surgery." I'm like, "I'll put 1,000 down right now. Is that okay?" That's all I had. I was like, that tapped me right out. Only had 1,000. I was it, and put 1,000 down on it. And I phoned my buddy Daniel. I'm like, "Daniel, I'm like, if something happens, can you cover?" It's hard to spend the money, you know what I mean? But when you love your little guy, what do you do? It's just a part of life, man. Was he worth it? Yeah, he was worth it. It was 100% worth it. Just that moment he came back to the van, 100% worth it. I think my connection's not doing spot. It's a little bit glitchy. And my end over here, like my image on my computer is horrible. Quality. 720. And my image is pretty horrible on my thing here. Sorry, I'm looking at my live stream on my computer here, just trying to see what it looks like. It's not the greatest looking connection. I thought for sure doing it on my iPhone 13 that this would be a pretty good looking connection. Oh man, it's all good. So sorry guys, I was babbling on there for a bit. If I missed any super chats or questions, I'm really sorry, you guys. Sarah's World, thank you for that. Sarah's World, yeah, thank you. So I've tried the freeze dried stuff for Cruz. He's not really a big fan, and so yeah, he really honestly just prefers me buying the pucks of frozen meat, the actual just frozen ones. I don't know if it's the texture, but he's not a fan of the freeze dried stuff. I've tried that. Alberta and Stella, a little bit more help with Cruzy. Give him a hug for me. Ah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. iFly64, my rig has a second alternator. Yeah, that's amazing. So my ambulance has a dual alternator, and I don't know if that's an option in my van. Does anybody have a Ford Econoline van in my year? I don't think there's room underneath my hood for another alternator. So, but my ambulance, on the other hand, has two alternators. And that's what it is. One's dedicated to charging the back batteries that normally power the ambulance. I would love to put double alternators in this van. That would be completely amazing. Did I get a report on his stones? No, we're waiting for the analysis. The analysis on the stones can take up to about a week or so. So we're still waiting on the analysis for the stones to find out exactly what kind of stones they are. Once we find out what kind of stones they are, then we can attack his food accordingly to what he needs. So, and what that means, attack his food accordingly, is if it's a lower pH stone, which is the calcium oxalate stone, we have to feed him food to raise his pH. If it's the other way around, we gotta watch his food to make sure it's got, to lower the pH. And if it is the bottom stone, the calcium oxalate stone, we gotta make sure we don't feed him foods that cause that stuff. Like I think there's spinach in that and potatoes, or I don't remember what's in that list. Does your Chewini? I don't even, what are you talking about? Vicky D, thank you. Little hippos are hilarious. I love that, you guys. Thanks. Oh, shit. Yes, there is an aftermarket part to run a dual alternator on my van. Kevin, thank you. I'm going to look into that. Oh, wicked. Oh, I love having you guys here for stuff like this. It just helps. I don't know anything about that stuff. Yeah, running dual alternators would be pretty awesome in this thing, man. That would change the power game fully. But I just ordered a high power alternator. I was on a Ford Econoline forum and someone shared a link to one that they bought. I don't know what the brand is. I bought it on eBay. It says made in the USA. That's all it really says. And people talked highly of it. So I picked it up. It was pretty cheap, 225 US, which seemed kind of cheap, but that's like 350 Canadian. So I ordered the alternator. Should be in probably early December. But I'm going to look into that dual alternator thing. I really, really dig that idea. It's a great idea, man. Dual alternators. I like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, thank you. So good. So where are we now? We are currently in Nanaimo, British Columbia. I've been spending a fair amount of time at the shop lately. I've got some really productive stuff done in there. And the weather's been really, really bad out here. So I've just been spending time getting it all organized. Yesterday was a super productive day. I'm excited to show you guys the videos that we've been making in there. Someone else in here says that you need to have the diesel to have dual alternators. It's a problem with comments sometimes. You just don't know. Everybody's got their own. I'm going to look into it anyway. That'd be really, really kind of cool. Can I come to Victoria? Yes, I can come to Victoria. My buddy Daniel's in Victoria. He's been trying to get me to come down a long time. Someone said Jeffy Bear's in the house. What's up, Batch? You doing, bud? Merritt is flooded. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on right now. Merritt Sea is getting drowned out with water, and roads and highways are closed all over the place, and there's all sorts of like mudslides and stuff blocking like major connecting highways here in BC. Where do you get all your cool Converse? So I'm a very big fan of Converse, and recently a big fan of Vans. Just these ones though. I picked up myself, where are they? 2 pairs of shoes the other day. These are awesome. These hiker ones from Vans. They're so flippin' comfortable. Yeah, I buy all my Converse from a store. Actually, hold on. There's 2 of them. I buy most of my Converse from a store in Victoria, BC called Beggins Shoes. Amazing. They have an online store. Awesome. If you're looking for Converse, you're in Canada. Beggins Shoes, Victoria, BC. Oh, or Zelen. Zeldin? Zelen Shoes. Zelen. It's a green logo. Zelen Shoes is a really great online supply too. Otherwise, the best Converse store I've ever been to, it's called Connection Pros. Again. We good? We all right? So yeah, the place in Montreal is called X2 or XC Shoes or X, I don't know. Bet if you just Googled Converse Montreal, Canada, you'd find the name of the company. It's probably the best Converse store I've ever been to. But Beggins Shoes is pretty wild in Victoria, BC. They all have online stores. But the best place to buy them is actually at Converse.com or Converse.ca if you're in Canada. Honestly, the best selections ever is right from Converse themselves. Am I thinking about putting a trailer on my van? No, not as a regular addition. I mentioned earlier in the stream, I don't know if you were here, but I had mentioned possibly one day building an off-grid sort of trailer that houses a quad. You know, just for something to chain up for some of those bigger adventures. You know what I mean? Something with extra storage and like extra food storage and supply storage. Maybe put a kayak on the top and a quad on the inside, and maybe build it with like an off-grid shower that I can pull water from a creek, and it has a hot water on demand unit in it, like an extension of my home for those big overland adventures. Somewhere I can keep extra gas and extra propane. So if we're ever taking on like a Dempster Highway or something like that, that we've got days and days and days of supplies, lots of extra fuel. Deborah, thank you. I really, really appreciate that, Deborah. So good. But that's the only time I think I would never put a trailer on here for full-time van life. There's no way. There's no way I could do van life with trailer, because you're breaking, at least here in Canada, you are breaking city bylaws every time you pull over on the side of a city road. You here for the night? Back here. I wonder if I pop my window open. I don't think that, I just took this little thing off my window. I don't think that'll make a difference. Are we good? Are we back? Are we back? Okay, so pulling a trailer behind your vehicle for everyday van life means you break parking bylaws everywhere you go. Everywhere. So that poses a major problem for having a nice, easy day all the time. Like you pull over for a day, well, you have a maximum 22 feet or something like that, wherever the legal limit is in the cities. You have a maximum. You're over that, you can't park in city limits anywhere, nowhere. So, but that's not a thing. It's not something I'm going to do. But I thought about building an off-grid one just for doing those long haul trips. Like, I'm not talking if I'm going to bomb out to Ontario, I'm doing highway driving. I'm thinking if I want to go like deep into the backcountry and I want to haul a month worth of supplies with me. That would be when that stuff will happen when Elon Musk puts out the mobile version of the Starlink internet, so I can mount the internet to my van. Then we don't have to come back for a month. The only reason why I come back to town, the only reason, that's it, cell phone connection, because I need internet to upload videos. So once Elon Musk makes that mobile for me, we're good. Barbara, thank you. Chrome, a friend of mine just got a pug puppy. Exact colors matches Cruzy. He looks like a mini Cruzy. So cute. Aw, that's adorable. Oh, that's so awesome. A little something for you, Bradley. From Beaverton, Oregon. Oh, missing. Annette, thank you. Hi, Chrome. Probate is simple if it's below $6,000, at least in the US, not sure in Canada. So yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff. So for anybody who's just new logging on now, I'm trying to get my mom's money out of her bank account when she passed away, and the bank was hoping to give it to me just without having to deal with anything because she's, you know, whatever. And so now I got to go to the courthouse and apply for probate, which is authority over her finances, because she didn't have a will. And that's the second thing that's on my agenda, is to make a will for my daughter, because I wouldn't want something to happen to me and then have my daughter go through this headache and hassle. So I'm going to make it pretty simple for her and just, you know, give her everything. Biggie Smalls is so adorable when he's playing with Cruz. Yes, those two, little Biggie Smalls and Mr. Biggie Cruz, are the same personality. They get along so good. Like, that shop couldn't have been a better fit. I love it. Aaron the DJ, hope everyone at BC is staying safe. I know they're staying wet. That is for darn sure. Some of them may be swimming. Someone just finished a probate with an $800,000 estate. Yeah, my mom doesn't have that kind of money. Like this one, I thought was going to be simple because it's not. She was on welfare her whole life. It's not like there's a lot in there. I just would like, I would just like to give the money to my daughter. You know what I mean? Lawyer charge $1,000. Forget that idea. There goes the money that's in my mom's bank. Come on, man. I just would like to give that money to my daughter. That's all. Give her a little bit of a push start. Yeah, I don't want to get a lawyer when it comes to that stuff. I'm just going to go to the courthouse. They just say, go to the courthouse, fill out the form, and wait. Okay, I'll do that. Logical waste. Yeah, man, it doesn't take long to be outside here right now to get soaked. Like 2 seconds and you are drenched to the core. Yeah, man, it's been raining so bad here, like complete torrential downpours. Like you can't function outside these days. It's just, I've been in the shop for the last couple of days and all you can hear on the skylights in the shop is like heavy downpour. But it made me glad that I wasn't outside during the day the whole time, because like, what would we do? It's too rainy to be out in the backcountry because it's unsafe, because you don't want to be out there when there's that kind of heavy rain, because you got mudslides and things like that to worry about. Like it's that bad out here. The weather's been super horrible. It's insane. Metal roof? No, my shop has a regular house roof, but it does have skylights, so you can hear it hitting on the plexiglass of the skylights. Yeah, Merritt's getting it pretty bad right now. Am I near an airport? No. Maybe. I don't know. Not that I know of, anyway. Oh my gosh. Can't believe this, man. This is probably the most people we've had in a live stream ever. We had over 2,000 people in here not that long ago. Debbie, I have a cousin that lives in Merritt. You're near the AFB Comox. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Everyone's trying to guess where my shop is. Port Alberni is really nice, man. I like it out there. Yeah, I really dig that place. Anyway, guys, right now I'm just sitting here like looking at my comments. This is usually the time in a live stream where I usually say goodbye. But I'm just like, I'm honestly enjoying reading these comments just go by. As you guys seen in my video yesterday, I've been extremely tired lately. We've been really busy. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and I don't deal with stress well, and this time with crews just wiped me out. Like I could have unplugged for a week after that and just snuggled his face off for a week and been good. But YouTube, you know, so it's a good escape from my mind during those times to be able to just make some content or talk to you guys or turn my camera on and blah 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 about something. Like yesterday's video was so basic. It was so basic. It's just me in my van putting socks on jars. Really, it's all it was, kind of technically. But I just been tired lately, and it's just been really busy. There's been a lot of back and forth from the island to the mainland, and just trying to get settled in out here at the shop. So there's been in and out of the shop doing shopping and setting up stuff and building stuff. It's been really, really good, but because YouTube doesn't allow me to sleep, you know what I mean? Because after those busy days are done, I gotta edit. I gotta edit. Yeah, man, if I could give up editing, I would have so much more time, but I just couldn't. I could never outsource my editing. That's me. It's my story. I could not give that up to somebody else. But it's wiping me out lately. I just been pretty tired, so I took today off. Today, except for this live stream, today I slept. I didn't wake up. I didn't get to bed last night till 1 o'clock though. I didn't crawl out of bed this morning till 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not editing today. Nope. Then I pulled over on the side of the road at probably 10:30, slept till 12:30. And then Joseph called me. Thanks, bro. And just relaxed. And then after that, I drove, went to Tim Hortons, grabbed myself a 10-pack of assorted Timbits and a large coffee, pulled over and turned on my live stream. We haven't done a lot today at all. It's been really actually a kind of a nice, relaxing day. Cruzy's still snoring away. We both had a pretty big day yesterday. That was a pretty awesome day at the shop. Your Nana, thank you for the super chat. Badge says, don't use too many emojis because YouTube will block you. That is the truth. In comments, when people use too many emojis, YouTube automatically blocks it. So someone right here, Iron Wolf. So Iron Wolf here just put a bunch of coffee cups in a bone. YouTube has blocked it on my end. So I'm going to click show. There it is, right above there, not that far up. As soon as you use too many emojis, YouTube thinks it's spam. Yeah, I get so many people that email us all the time. Oh, you blocked me. I'm like, I don't know. And then they find out that they're using emojis in all their comments, and their comments are being blocked by YouTube, not me. What's up, Matthew from Chilliwack? Charmaine, thank you. What kind of wood is on your ceiling? So this stuff here is just a piece of MDF board with a print on the front of it. I got it at Lowe's. And if you go to hardware store, any hardware store, like big ones like Lowe's or Home Depot, they have these kind of things in their paneling section. And I just like the gray one. All it is a sticker. Like if you pick at it, you could probably pick the sticker right off. That's all it is just printed on a piece of MDF board. And I love this stuff. I know so many people that hate it. I love it. Some people are just like, oh, what are Timbits? Sorry. You guys should know now. Are you in the US? Tim Hortons is an American company now. So Timbits are just donut holes. The little round centers of donuts. I know every place calls them little things. They're just donut holes. Because Tim Hortons, they call them Timbits. It's like little baby donuts. They're yummy. I like things that make me fat. Tim Hortons sellouts. Yeah, Burger King owns it. I think it's Burger King. Burger King owns Tim Hortons right now. So they're an American, or Burger King. Is it Burger King? Yeah, Burger King. Yeah, so they're an American company now. The whole Canadian aspect of it is no longer. That's why I laugh when I see things. Oh, it's a Canadian thing. Is it? It's not anymore. Someone says, "C ignoring me." Patty, what did I miss? Did I miss you? And someone's probably like, "Combs ignoring my comments." There's so many comments going by, man. They're just bouncing by. I just grab one and roll with it. Now that you have a shop, did you lighten up your van? Funny you asked this question. Did you lighten up your van and stuff with stuff you don't need? So my van has been about 65 pounds overweight, round about that. I weighed my van today. It's now 54 pounds below weight. So I did take some things out, not a lot. I just had a chance to pull some tools out of here that I don't ever use anymore. And a few little miscellaneous things I was carrying on my rooftop carrier, and took out some extra things that just little miscellaneous stuff. I really didn't remove anything substantial. I didn't remove anything that I won't miss. And my van lost 100 pounds. So another way to look at this, if I'm right at the maximum limit for what the weight limit is on my van, if I need to have my van lose 100 pounds, I should just lose 100 pounds. I got 100 pounds to lose. I'm 245 pounds. I could easily lose 45 pounds. No problem. Do I want to? Seems like too much work. But I could like drop a little bit more weight if I lost the weight. So that's weight fully loaded, full of fuel, fully everything, fridge full, weighed it today. And yeah, I'm 50 pounds below my maximum. So it lost 100 pounds, which is pretty cool. It doesn't really affect anything. I have so much beefed up suspension underneath here. It's not like the van can't handle the weight. It's got a 1-ton rear end, fully redone suspension in the front, and springs in the back and shocks. It's loaded, ready to go for anything I want to throw in here for weight. I could probably take this in here and get it retested for GVW rating and increase it. I don't want to, but the only problem with weight is I have the small 4.6 liter engine, and the small 4.6 liter engine means it just doesn't have the balls to pull it. It needs bigger balls. This is what it needs. 100 pounds, that's a lot of donut holes. Challenge accepted. Mary, glad I made one of your live streams. Glad to have you here with us. Do you meet many Aussies on Vancouver Island? We do have a huge... Okay, I just lied. Not so much this year. We have a lot of Australian accents out here. A lot. Normally. But because of COVID, we don't have as much lately. So a majority of our tourism out here, believe it or not, is Australians. Like you go to Whistler or Squamish or anywhere like that, it's just everybody speaks Australian. Not speaks Australian. They have an Australian accent. Because we wouldn't speak in Australian. Come on now. They have an Aussie accent. All of them. And it's insane. Like you go to Whistler, every waitress, all of them have an accent. Any store, accent. Workers up on the hill, accent. I don't know if it's like that right now because of COVID, but yeah, we do definitely get a lot of people up here on work visas. That is for sure. And if you ask anybody who's ever been to Whistler Village up there for mountain bike season or ski season, they'll tell you the majority of the staff are Australian. The accent is super sexy, by the way. Yep, that ambulance definitely does have big balls. That 7.3 liter diesel is going to be a pretty nice powerhouse to have. Mark Perth, man, awesome. Is Krispy Kreme Canadian? I don't know. That's a question for Google. I think that's an American thing. We do have them here, though. Can you stay in the shop overnight? I did last night. It was such a late night in the shop last night. Let me show you what I did. Even though that video is coming up, but let me show you what I did. Where's my phone? So we started at 100%. That's how much my batteries have gone down because of this live stream. I have more lights on here than I need, and we're still pulling 200 watts, which is a massive power draw. Anyway, I want to show you what I did in the shop last night. Look at that. Huh? I got my amber lights on the van. Bada bang. Yeah, dude. Pretty excited about that. And a sneak peek. Everybody on my Patreon has already seen this. Shh. Don't tell anybody else, okay? Look at the shop. Look at the shop. We got the logo up on the wall. Oh, it looks so good. Right? I've been working hard in there to make it look good on camera, and I think we achieved it. Don't tell anybody. Because most of the people that are watching this on the replay aren't watching 141 minutes into a video, so they probably won't see this. So this is a secret for you guys. My Patreon and YouTube memberships have definitely seen this already. They always see things in real time. But it looks good in there. We got the logo and stuff all done up. I think the logo video's tomorrow, maybe. I'll have to look at my computer, but I think tomorrow, the next day, is the logo video. And it was cool because I was in the sign shop filming them print it. It was really, really, really cool to be there. And I love that because it allows me to take you guys to experience something you may not have experienced But for me, if I didn't have a camera in my hand, those businesses would not let me in there to film. Like all the van build stuff I ever got done, people can't go in those shops. You can't stand around and watch the van builder build your van. That's why I love the YouTube channel thing, because it gives me the access to those places, because they're people like that are always like, yeah, bring your camera. Free advertising. I get to be on a YouTube channel in front of 50, 60,000 views. Okay. For free. Okay. So they're always prone to for me to bring the camera in, but I love it because it's great content and it's a cool experience for me to be able to see those signs and or van build stuff come together myself. You know what I mean? Gives me a bigger bond to those things. Yo, Chrome RE batteries. What about batteries? Mine were full when we got here. Not anymore. Give me your phone number and I'll phone you. That way you'll be able to find it. Sure. Yeah, sure. I'm just going to throw my phone number out there for the world to call me. Good idea. No. Chrome, how many hours do you edit per day? So my average day behind my computer in the morning to produce a video starts at 4 a.m. and usually ends by 9 or 10 in the morning. Every day. Never fails. So usually editing is between 3 to 5 hours. Every single video is a 3 to 5 hour edit. 3 to 4 would be average, but then I get days that are 5 to 6 hours on the edit too, just depending on how complex the edit was or how deep I get into the edit, because sometimes you just go down a rabbit hole and you just start editing like crazy. But then there's some days you just bang them out in 3 hours. But I'm in front of my laptop, never fails, every morning from 4 a.m. to 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning before I get out the door and start my day. Unless I stay up super late the night before and edit the night before, it allows me, or sometimes you guys will watch videos where my videos will start in the morning with cameras. Those are times where I'm like, I got to get out and get my starting shot, and then I'll stop and edit somewhere. If I'm in the backcountry, it's a little different. My schedule is a little different because I'll edit when I come back to town. I just take my time in the backcountry and I just film. I don't do any editing in the bush, very rarely. Usually back there, I'm just like filming, trying to get as much content as I can. So when I come back to town, I'll start editing my face off. Tim Hortons donuts suck and I'm Canadian. I agree with you. Tim Hortons has really crappy donuts. They're frozen. They literally made at a factory somewhere, frozen, shipped to the stores. They heat them up, put icing on them and send them out. They're horrible. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some blocked comments. Some people. Please give us a shot of Cruzy. I don't want to move my station here. He's passed out sleeping on the front seat. Oh, I can flip the camera here. Hold on. I forgot about this. I'm on my phone. Cruzy is in the front seat right there. Hey. Hey, buddy. Want to wake up? Not really, Dad. And, yeah, man, we're just parked on the side of a street here. Like, it's kind of like a bit of a dark little street. Have I ever been to Beaver Tails? Yes. I have a video. I was in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and I went to Beaver Tails, and there was a super big windstorm outside. I walked out of Beaver Tails. I'm talking to the camera, blah, 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 blah. The wind goes, whipped the beaver tail right out of my hand, and it flipped like on the ground, started rolling. And the people inside of Beaver Tails seen me do it, and I picked it up, and I'm still talking to my camera. I'm like, whatever, it's the cost of doing business, I guess. It was just funny in a video. I wasn't going to go back. I was like, whatever. So I started talking, and Cruzy was little back then. And the couple of the girls that worked at Beaver Tails came out. They're like, excuse me. And I was still recording. They're like, excuse me. Like, yeah, they're like, we seen you dropped your beaver tail. You want to come back? We'll make you another one. And I was still filming. It was awesome. The whole video was great. I went back in there to Beaver Tails and It was still on camera. It was pretty cool. So if you don't know what beaver tails are, they're literally just a pastry thing that's made into all sorts of funky stuff. I had the cinnamon sugar one, but they make all sorts of funky ones. Sorry guys, I'm gonna block somebody. Bye. Sorry, I enjoy blocking people. It's a little thing I love to do. Yeah, Cruzy always sleeps in my driver's seat. As soon as I get out of the vehicle, he's straight back in the driver's seat. Never fails. All the time, sleeps in my area. I don't know why he likes sleeping on my seat. And he doesn't like to leave it. If I come back, he's like, I'm not getting up, Dad. You go sit in my seat. So someone said lithium has issues in cold weather. So you can buy cold weather lithium batteries. So lithiums don't, you can discharge lithium in cold weather, but any batteries, you can't charge them in cold weather. You'll destroy them. Lithium's the same. Lithium's a bit more touchier, but you aren't supposed to charge them when they're way below freezing level. But they make lithiums now that are heated. They're not heated all the time. So what happens is when you start your vehicle and just say your alternator sends power back, it heats the battery up to the proper temperature. Then once it's heated, it stops heating it, and then all that power goes into your battery. So it heats them first. So they do make things around that. But I know a lot of people that live in the US and stuff like that that don't see the way down in like the freezing weather. So it doesn't bother a lot of people. I've never once known a vanner who's had a lithium battery catch on fire. Never. What's my favorite brand of maple syrup? Anything manufactured here in Canada. Quebec, by the way. It's got to be from Quebec. I shouldn't say it's got to be. It can be from anywhere, but Quebec would be I don't have any maple syrup in there. I have a Costco one. I wonder where the Costco maple syrup's from. I wonder if it says where it's from. 100% grade A amber rich Canadian maple syrup. Just says the product of Canada distributed, but it doesn't say where it's made. But Quebec, Canada produces 70 or 80% of the world's maple syrup is made in Quebec, Canada. That's a lot. Like 80% of the world's maple syrup is made in one province in this country. That's insane. Do I put maple syrup on everything? Yep, I do. How are the glass jars holding up? I didn't do them. I decided against them. I missed some super chats. Uh-oh. This thing only lets me go back so far. Ivan, thank you so much for that. It's only allowing me to go back that far. So if anybody gave me one, sorry I missed it. Ivan's the last one I can see. It only lets me scroll back so far on my chat thing here. Maple syrup on bacon is unreal. I would 100% have to agree with that one for sure. Oh man, guys. Oh my gosh, it's been one of those days today. Feels like a Netflix kind of night. It's gonna be a Netflix kind of night. Anyway, guys, we've been on here now for 151 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, chats are flying in here. Boat life Chrome. Yeah, so far it's not for me. I met a guy that lives on a boat, though, that may let me go down and film him. He's been on his boat for 10 years. He actually emailed me. I still need to go through that. Or did he text me? Oh man, I get so many messages. I don't know. I got to go dig through them all. But anyway, guys, we're going to let you guys go. I really appreciate all the time you guys here spend with us and everybody who stuck around for this whole entire live stream through all the glitches and the skipping and the frozen parts. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I apologize to everybody that I missed questions from. The hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions on here that I missed here tonight. But if there was 100 of me, we'd answer them all. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys very, 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 very soon. Like tomorrow. Hey, before you go, I'll let you know what video is tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's a good one. Tomorrow, I install my Chinese knockoff diesel heater as the heater in the shop. That's tomorrow's video. That's a good video. That surprised the crap out of me. I have a 5 kilowatt knockoff heater that I bought that I thought would be kind of fun to run in the shop on my Jackery battery. I'm like, can that thing run a diesel heater? I was shocked. Shocked. Anyway, guys, that's tomorrow's video. I'm going to go now. See you soon. Bye.